This is Whispers of the Universe. Let the world slow down around you. Wherever you are tonight, whether resting in bed, sitting quietly on a train, or curled up on the sofa with a warm blanket, you are safe, you are here, and you are welcome. Together, we will drift into a story about light. Not the harsh, blinding glare of noon, but the first fragile whisper of dawn, the breath of radiance that once opened the universe itself. Close your eyes if you wish. Let your breathing soften. Each inhale gathers calm. Each exhale releases weight. And as your body begins to loosen, imagine that you are floating inside the silence before creation. The darkness is absolute. No stars, no galaxies, not even the faint shimmer of dust. It is not the darkness of night, because there is no night yet. It is a canvas that has not been painted, a stage without actors, a silence that holds everything but reveals nothing. And then something happens. A ripple, a spark, the first trembling of energy that would one day become everything you know. Scientists call it the Big Bang, but it was less an explosion and more a breath. A sudden expansion of possibility, an unfolding of space, time, matter, and light. In that instant, light was born. It did not shout. It did not demand. It simply began to move. It streamed outward, endlessly, carrying the promise of all that would come after. Imagine that moment. Imagine standing on the edge of nothing and watching the first photon appear. A particle with no mass, no rest, no weight, and yet unstoppable. It had no choice but to move, racing forward at the speed that defines the universe itself. From that breath of dawn, the first threads of illumination stretched into the void. For a time, light was trapped. In those early, dense seconds of the cosmos, photons collided endlessly with particles of matter, bouncing like restless fireflies in a crowded hall. The universe was opaque, filled with a hot plasma that let nothing escape. But the universe was patient. It expanded, it cooled, and about 380,000 years later, the fog began to lift. For the first time, light broke free. Those photons, tiny, ageless messengers, are still traveling through space today. We see them as the faint afterglow of creation, the cosmic microwave background. When you look at those ancient ripples with modern telescopes, you are not just seeing radiation. You are seeing the universe's very first whisper of dawn. Pause here. Let that thought settle. The light that touches your eyes on a quiet evening may have begun its journey before there were stars, before there were oceans, before even the earth itself was born. And in that realization, there is comfort. Because you, too, are part of that same unfolding. Your body, your breath, your heartbeat, all woven from matter shaped by light's patient work. Light has always been both science and poetry. To the physicist, it is electromagnetic radiation, packets of photons with no mass, but endless energy. To the poet, it is dawn on a mountain, the shimmer on the sea, the glow in a lover's eyes. To you, right now, it is a soft story told in the stillness before sleep. Think of dawn, the everyday miracle that repeats across the planet. Long before the sun rises, light has already begun to arrive. It bends around the curve of Earth, scattered in the thin blue veil of atmosphere. That is why the sky glows pale, even while the sun still hides below the horizon. The first glow is gentle. It does not burst. It does not command. It stretches slowly, as if the world itself is taking a deep breath after the long silence of night. Have you noticed how dawn feels different from any other hour? The air seems lighter. The birds stir with cautious songs. Colors awaken shyly, silver first, then rose, then faint gold. It is not the blaze of midday, but something more intimate. A reminder that even after the deepest darkness, light returns. This rhythm, this breath of the cosmos, is older than humanity, older than Earth, older than the stars that scatter our skies. It is the rhythm of light itself, appearing, traveling, reflecting, scattering, never resting. Even now, as you lie here, photons are brushing against you. From the lamp that glows in your room, from the moonlight outside the window, from the ancient starlight that has traveled billions of years to arrive this very second. You do not feel their weight, because they have none. You do not hear their arrival, because they move in silence. And yet, without them, there would be no colors, no warmth, no vision, no life. Light is memory. When you look at a star, you are seeing it not as it is, but as it was. A star 10 light years away sends you an image 10 years old. A galaxy a billion light years distant offers you a billion-year-old portrait. The universe is full of ghosts, not dead echoes, but radiant memories written in photons. And so dawn, whether cosmic or earthly, is not just the beginning of something new. It is also the arrival of countless stories carried across impossible distances. Every glow is a message. Every shimmer is a history. And every morning is proof that the breath of light has never stopped. Think of your own life. Moments of fear, of sadness, of uncertainty, each one is a kind of night. And yet, like the universe itself, you have always found a way to greet dawn. You may not see it coming, but it arrives. Slowly, gently, inevitably. As you breathe now, imagine that each inhale is a gathering of starlight. Each exhale is a release of darkness. With every breath, you are participating in the same rhythm that began at the birth of time. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are woven into its light. So let us linger here, at the threshold. The night is not over, but the horizon glows. The darkness is not gone, but it is giving way. This is the whisper of dawn, the promise that nothing is permanent, not even shadow. The universe itself has taught us this lesson since the very beginning. You are part of that promise. You are made of that light. And tonight, as you close your eyes and drift deeper into rest, remember that the first dawn still breathes through you. You are not alone. You are part of the eternal radiance that has no end. Now let go. Let the words soften into silence. Let the light of the first dawn guide you gently into sleep. The story will continue tomorrow, but tonight you rest. And the universe whispers, begin again. From the hush of the first dawn, the glow began to spread. Not sudden, not harsh, but soft as breath, patient as silence stretching into form. The universe, once dense with fog and fire, began to reveal itself. At first, light was not free. Every photon wandered in confusion, colliding, scattering, tangled in the crowded plasma of matter. It was like a room filled with smoke, where no beam could travel far before being turned aside. Brightness existed, but it was imprisoned, hidden within its own storm. But time, even then, was generous. As the cosmos expanded, its fire cooled. The furious collisions slowed, and the particles began to rest. Hydrogen and helium found their bonds. Atoms formed, simple and enduring, the first building blocks of everything to come. And when those atoms held, light was released. For the first time since the beginning, photons slipped free. They streamed outward without interruption, flowing into the vastness like rivers into a thirsty desert. This was the first glow, the universe becoming transparent, luminous, open. Imagine the beauty of that moment. No stars yet burned, no galaxies yet swirled. And yet the cosmos itself shone, not from points of fire, but from its very fabric. A soft, even radiance stretched in all directions, the afterglow of creation's breath. That glow has never vanished. It is still here, all around, woven into the background of the sky. Faint, invisible to your eyes, but echoing through instruments tuned to listen. Astronomers call it the cosmic microwave background, a relic from nearly 14 billion years ago. Each ripple in that ancient light is a memory, a record of the universe's first clarity. Pause and feel the scale of it. The photons that first streamed free are still traveling. Some may pass through you tonight, quiet visitors from the very dawn of time. They carry no weight, no burden, but they carry a message. That light, once born, continues without end. Think of the way morning arrives on Earth. The horizon glows before the sun appears. The sky softens, colors bloom, shadows retreat. It is a quiet promise that the night will not last forever. The first glow of the cosmos was something like that. Only instead of one horizon, it was every horizon. Instead of one sunrise, it was the opening of all skies. And just as dawn transforms a landscape, the first glow transformed the universe. It marked the shift from chaos to structure, from blindness to vision. It was the moment the cosmos could be seen, the moment it could tell its story. The glow was not just light, it was information. Encoded within its ripples were the seeds of galaxies. Tiny fluctuations in density, small differences in warmth, became the outlines of all future shapes. Stars, Planets, oceans, forests, even the breath you take now, all trace their ancestry to that faint unevenness in the first glow. In this way, light is not only illumination. It is memory, it is map, it is blueprint. The universe used light to write its future long before eyes could read it. And so, when you gaze at the stars tonight, you are not simply looking outward. You are looking backward, through layers of light, through time itself. The glow of creation is still unfolding, reaching you in waves too subtle for vision, but not too subtle for wonder. Think of how delicate it was. A glow so fragile that it could be scattered by a veil of dust, drowned by the fire of a newborn star, lost in the shadows of collapsing gas. And yet it endured. Across billions of years, across uncountable distances, it still hums in the background of existence. Like a song too soft to hear, but too steady to stop. This fragility is part of its grace. For what is more miraculous than something so gentle surviving so long? The glow did not need to conquer. It simply needed to continue. And in continuing, it became eternal. There is a lesson there, that beginnings need not roar, that the most powerful transformations may arrive in whispers. That light, even faint, is enough to change everything. Consider your own memories of beginnings. The first time you felt safe, the first time you were seen, the first time you understood that you belonged. Were those moments loud? Or were they gentle, fragile, like a glow breaking through fog? The first glow of the cosmos is a mirror of that, a reminder that transformation does not always demand fire. Sometimes it is enough to soften, to allow, to open. As you rest now, imagine yourself surrounded by that ancient glow. It does not blind. It does not burn. It caresses, it comforts, it enfolds you. The universe is not far. It is all around, pressing softly at the edges of your being. And within that glow, you are safe. Breathe it in. The glow does not end at your skin. It moves through you, into you, as though you are both receiver and participant. You are not outside the story of light. You are written within it. Every cell in your body was shaped by the stars that came later, but the first glow is their ancestor. It is your ancestor. When you breathe, you are breathing with the same universe that exhaled photons into space at its birth. The rhythm is unbroken. It is astonishing to think. The glow was uniform, almost everywhere the same. And yet the tiny differences, the smallest variations, became everything we know. Without them, there would be no galaxies, no suns, no earth, no life. Perfection would have been emptiness. Imperfection gave rise to creation. Let that thought cradle you, that your flaws, your unevenness, your changes are not failures. They are the seeds of what can grow. Just as the universe's slight ripples birth stars, your own variations carry the promise of new light. The first glow was not an ending. It was an opening, a threshold between silence and song, between blindness and sight. The cosmos had begun to reveal itself, and in that revelation, the path for all things was set. Now, let yourself drift within that radiance. Picture it as a soft ocean surrounding you. You are floating, weightless, held by light. There is no need to move, no need to grasp. The glow holds you. With every breath, it grows warmer. With every exhale, you sink deeper into rest. The glow does not ask you to stay awake. It asks only that you feel. And in feeling, you belong. The universe is still glowing. Even in the dark sky above you, it hums. Even in the silence around you, it breathes. And even in your heart, it lingers. The first glow is not past. It is present. It is here. It is now. Let it be your blanket tonight. Let it soothe the corners of your mind. Let it remind you that the universe has always whispered the same truth. That even in shadow, there is light. That even in silence, there is song. That even in you, there is glow. And as you surrender to sleep, let yourself become part of that radiance. Not separate, not distant, but one with the first glow, one with the breath of creation, one with the endless unfolding of light. From the gentle glow that filled the newborn universe, patterns began to emerge. The once uniform canvas, quiet and luminous, began to ripple. Tiny variations in density, almost invisible, grew over millions of years into rivers of matter. And in those rivers, knots began to gather. Clusters formed. Gravity drew them closer, tighter, denser, until the first stars were born. Imagine it, A universe that had only known the even hush of faint light, suddenly pierced by points of brilliance. The glow of creation was everywhere, soft and diffuse. But now, sparks appeared, not scattered evenly, but stitched into constellations of fire. The first stars were giants, colossal, hot, and short-lived. They burned with a ferocity we can barely imagine. Inside their cores, pressure and temperature reached unimaginable heights. And there, in that furnace, light was born anew. Not the ancient photons of the first glow, but fresh radiance, forged in nuclear fire. Hydrogen fused into helium, and in that fusion, energy spilled outward as light. The stars became lanterns of the cosmos, weaving new threads across the dark fabric of space. Think of what that means. Before stars, there were no shadows, no sunrises, no warmth of flame. Only the faint afterglow of creation, fading with distance and time. But with stars, light became personal, local, fierce. Every star a fire beating its own rhythm. Every photon a messenger carrying the story of its birth. Imagine standing on a quiet field and looking up at the night sky. Every point of light you see is a star, some near, some impossibly far. Each one tells the same secret. I am burning, and in my burning, I give light. And within that burning, something more miraculous still. The stars did not simply shine. They created. Inside their cores, new elements were forged. Carbon, oxygen, iron, the very ingredients of life. Each photon carried not only warmth and radiance, but the quiet promise of worlds yet to come. Pause here. Breathe gently. Feel that truth settle into you. The light that brushes your skin, that rests upon your eyelids, was once trapped in the heart of a star. It traveled across space to find you, to touch you, to remind you of your origin. For you are made of stardust. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your breath, all forged in stellar fire, scattered by ancient explosions, gathered again into the body you now inhabit. And every time you see starlight, you are seeing family. Ancestry written not in names, but in photons. The threads of stars are woven everywhere. Across galaxies, across clusters, across the vast and unending fabric of space. Each thread glows, shimmering faintly at times, blindingly at others, yet always moving, always reaching. Like rivers of silver embroidery upon black cloth, the stars weave the universe into form. There is poetry in this weaving. Some cultures imagine the stars as jewels pinned to the sky by gods. Others saw them as fires of ancestors, watching from beyond. Some told stories of hunters, lions, maidens, and dragons traced in the constellations. Always, we saw more than dots of light. We saw meaning. We saw guidance. We saw ourselves reflected back. Science tells us the stars are spheres of plasma, bound by gravity, burning through nuclear fusion. But that truth does not erase the poetry. If anything, it deepens it. For how wondrous is it that physics itself writes such beauty, that the laws of nature, indifferent yet precise, produce skies that stir awe, longing, and love? Think of how light leaves a star. A photon born in its core may take thousands, even millions of years to escape, bouncing endlessly among dense particles, scattering, delaying. And when at last it breaks free, it races outward at the universe's limit, unrelenting, unstoppable. Perhaps it travels for seconds, touching a nearby planet. Perhaps it travels for millennia, to reach the eyes of a creature that would one day wonder at it. Some of the light reaching you tonight began its journey before humans walked the earth. Some began before Earth itself had formed. And still it travels, tireless, faithful, never ceasing until it finds a surface, an eye, a heart to rest upon. There is tenderness in that. That something so ancient, so distant, would cross the silence of space just to arrive here, in this moment, with you. Let yourself imagine lying beneath those stars. The sky above you is stitched with light. Threads run across the darkness, connecting points into invisible patterns. The universe does not scatter light carelessly, it weaves. And in that weaving, you are part of the design. Each thread is a reminder that you are not isolated, that you are not adrift without connection, that you belong to the same fabric that holds galaxies. Breathe slowly now. With each inhale, gather the starlight. With each exhale, let it soften into your chest. Your heart is not separate from the stars. It beats to the same rhythm of fire and light. The stars also remind us of impermanence. For though they shine for millions or billions of years, even stars have endings. Some fade gently, becoming white dwarfs, glowing embers in the sky. Others end in fury, exploding in supernovae, scattering elements across space, seeding future worlds. But even in their deaths, they give light. Even in their endings, they leave behind threads that continue the weaving. And so, the threads of stars are not fragile. They are resilient, eternal in their continuation. Each death births new beginnings. Each thread leads to another. Think of your own life. Threads weave through you as well. Threads of memory, of love, of loss, of hope. Some burn brightly, some fade softly, but all of them contribute to the fabric of who you are. Like the stars, you are not defined by one light alone, but by the countless threads that weave together to create your being. When you look up at the night sky, you may feel small. The stars are countless, the distance infinite, the silence immense. But smallness is not the same as insignificance. A thread may be thin, but without it, the tapestry is incomplete. You are such a thread, delicate, luminous, necessary. Let the stars remind you of that. Let them guide you not only outward, but inward. For the same radiance that burns in them burns in you. The same elements, the same light, the same rhythm of fire. And as you drift now into deeper rest, imagine those threads wrapping gently around you. Not to bind, but to cradle. Not to restrain, but to hold. The universe is weaving, and you are part of its design. The threads do not end. They continue, endlessly, across time and space, across silence and shadow. They carry the story forward, through stars, through galaxies, through the very breath of the cosmos. Tonight, as you surrender to sleep, know this. You are resting not beneath the stars, but within them. Their light is your light. Their threads are your threads. And in that weaving, you are eternal. Between the shining threads of stars lies an ocean, not of water, but of darkness. A vast sea without shore, stretching in every direction, unending, unbroken, immeasurable. For all the brilliance of the stars, the truth of the universe is that most of it is night. When you look up at the sky, you see pinpricks of light. But around them, between them, there is silence. There is absence. There is the immense black fabric of space. Imagine drifting there, far from any planet, far from any sun. The darkness is not empty. It has weight. It has depth. It has a presence all its own. It presses against you, vast and indifferent, a reminder that light is precious only because night surrounds it. Scientists call this darkness the intergalactic medium, a thin, almost invisible sea of gas and dust that stretches between galaxies, sparse beyond imagination and yet filling most of the cosmos. In every direction, the night extends farther than thought can reach. And yet, within that ocean, light still moves. Photons born in stars, photons escaping the first glow, photons carrying memories billions of years old. They cross the darkness like swimmers in an endless sea. They do not slow, they do not tire, they do not turn back. Each one threads its way through the ocean, unstoppable, until it meets an eye, a stone, a leaf, a wave, something that says, "Here, your journey rests." Pause here. Breathe with the night. Imagine yourself floating in that ocean, not afraid, but calm. The darkness is not hostile. It is vast, but it is gentle, like velvet stretched across eternity. And scattered across that velvet are sparks, tiny, fragile, yet radiant enough to defy the night. Without the ocean of darkness, would light mean anything? Without shadow, would brightness exist at all? The universe teaches this paradox, that light and dark are not enemies, but partners. They define each other. They give each other shape. The night is the canvas, and light is the brushstroke. Every dawn on earth carries this truth. It is only because the night falls that the morning can rise. It is only because shadows stretch that colors come alive. The ocean of night is not absence. It is the stage where presence can shine. Imagine looking at a star 1,000 light years away. Between you and that star lies darkness older than civilizations. And yet the star's light reaches you, undiminished. The ocean of night has not drowned it. Instead, it has carried it, delivered it, preserved it until this moment when it touches your eyes. That is the mystery of the night. It holds, but it does not destroy. It receives, but it does not erase. It is silence, but within that silence, light finds its way. Cultures across time have spoken of the night as both danger and comfort. To some, it was the realm of fear, where predators moved unseen, where safety hid in fire and song. To others, it was the womb of dreams, a place of rest, renewal, and mystery. Always, night has been more than absence. It has been the other half of existence. Science, too, reveals that the night is not nothing. Dark matter, invisible yet pervasive, outweighs the stars by far. Dark energy, subtle and elusive, drives the expansion of the universe. The night is not a void, it is structure. It is power. It is the hidden architecture of all that is. And so, when you gaze into the darkness, you are not looking into emptiness. You are looking into the unseen body of the cosmos. A body that holds the stars, cradles the galaxies, and stretches farther than imagination can wander. Breathe slowly now. Picture yourself as a traveler upon a small boat, drifting in this ocean of night. The stars are distant lanterns. The darkness is the water beneath you. And though the sea is infinite, you are not lost. For even the faintest light is enough to guide you. There is humility in this vision. How small we are, how fragile our flame against the tide of shadow, and yet, how resilient. For even a single candle can hold back the dark of a room. Even a single star can pierce the night of a galaxy. Even your own inner light can carry you through oceans of silence. Think of your life as a voyage across this sea. There are nights when the stars seem far, when the darkness feels endless. But the ocean of night is not only challenge, it is also rest. It invites you to float, to release, to surrender. You do not need to fight the night. You need only to let light continue its journey through it. Every photon knows this. It does not fear the dark. It travels without hesitation, across billions of years, across unfathomable distances. It does not question, it does not doubt. It simply moves, and in moving, it endures. Let that truth settle in you, that you, too, can endure, that you, too, can travel across your own oceans of night, carrying the light you were given. You may feel small, but you are part of the same fabric. The stars do not ask to conquer the night. They ask only to shine, and so do you. There is also beauty in the night itself. The way it frames the moon, the way it deepens colors, the way it softens the edges of the world. Nightfall is not only ending, it is invitation. An invitation to rest, to dream, to see what cannot be seen in the glare of day. Even the deepest ocean has its music, the rustle of waves, the hum of currents, the call of hidden creatures. So too does the night. It hums with energy invisible to our eyes, radio waves, cosmic rays, the faint murmur of the background glow. The night is alive, even when it seems still. And in that life, there is comfort. For you are never truly alone in the dark. Every breath, every star, every photon continues the great conversation. The ocean of night is vast, but it is shared. So let yourself float now, gently, upon its surface. There is no need to resist, no need to reach for shore. The night will hold you, the stars will guide you, and your own light will continue to burn, small but steady, fragile but true. The ocean of night is endless, but so is the courage of light. And somewhere in that balance, you will always find your way. After the endless ocean of night, there comes a pause. Not an ending, not a sudden change, but a breath held in silence. The darkness softens. The stars still shine, but the horizon begins to whisper. It is the language of dawn. At first, it is almost nothing. A pale silver, fragile as mist, seeping upward from the edge of the world. You wonder if it is only imagination, a trick of tired eyes. But slowly, the sky begins to answer. Shadows retreat by degrees. The night loosens its grip, and the first light of morning arrives. Dawn does not shout. It does not rush. It speaks gently, syllable by syllable, in colors too tender to name. Soft blue, faint rose, the gray of pearl, the hush of lavender. Each shade is a word, each glow a sentence, written across the sky in a script older than language. On Earth, we know this moment well. Every day, the darkness lifts. But beneath that simple rhythm lies something cosmic. For the story of dawn is the story of light returning after absence, of order emerging after silence, of renewal woven into the fabric of existence. Think of the first dawns the earth ever knew. There were no eyes to see them, no birds to sing, no forest to stir, only ocean and stone, mountain and wind. And yet the light still came, scattering in the atmosphere, painting the world with colors unseen. Dawn existed before us, and it will exist after us. It is not only human poetry, it is a universal truth. Science explains it with scattering. As the sun rests below the horizon, its light bends through the thin veil of atmosphere. Shorter wavelengths, blue, violet, spread first, filling the sky with pale radiance. Longer waves wait for the sun itself to rise. And so the day begins not in blaze, but in softness, a slow unfolding of color born of physics, yet felt as tenderness. Pause here. Breathe with the dawn. Inhale gently, as though you are gathering the silver light into your chest. Exhale slowly, as though you are releasing the last shadows of night. Each breath is a translation, a way of hearing the dawn's language in the rhythm of your own body. The language of dawn is more than color. It is rhythm, it is silence, it is invitation. Birds rise before the sun. Their songs anticipate the light, joining the chorus of morning. Leaves turn, flowers tilt, even stones seem softer in the pale glow. Everything listens, everything answers. And you, too, are part of this dialogue. Your body responds to dawn in ways older than thought. As the light brightens, your brain stirs, melatonin fades, cortisol rises, your heart prepares for waking. Even if your eyes remain closed, your skin feels the shift, your blood hears the whisper. You are fluent in dawn's language, though you may not know it. There is something profoundly human in this. We, like all creatures, are tied to the sun, and yet we give dawn meanings beyond survival. We call it hope. We call it renewal. We call it love, peace, promise. Cultures across the earth have sung hymns to dawn, prayed at its rising, told stories of gods and goddesses who paint the horizon with their hands. The Greeks spoke of Eos, the rosy-fingered one. The Egyptians honored Ra's daily rebirth. The Japanese celebrate the first sunrise of the year as a sacred vision of renewal. Everywhere, dawn has been a word for beginnings. But dawn is not only myth, it is also mirror. In your own life, how many times have you endured long nights? Nights of fear, of grief, of silence, only to find that morning still comes? Perhaps slowly, perhaps gently, but it comes. It speaks to you without words. This, too, passes. This, too, transforms. The language of dawn is patient. It does not erase the night, it absorbs it. It does not fight the darkness, it balances it. It says, both are needed, both are true, but now, it is time to begin again. Imagine yourself standing on a quiet hilltop. The grass is wet with dew. The air is cool, carrying the scent of earth. You wait in stillness, and then you see it, the first faint shimmer along the horizon. It is not bright, it is not loud, but you know what it means. It means the day has chosen to return. Let that vision fill you. Because dawn does not belong only to the sky, it belongs to you. Every time you choose to begin again, you are speaking its language. Every time you rise after falling, every time you breathe after weeping, every time you hope after doubt, you are dawn in human form. Light and language are always connected. Photons carry information. They are the universe's words. And dawn is one of its most eloquent sentences. It says, I was gone, but I return. I was silence, but I speak again. I was shadow, but I am color now. Pause once more. Breathe with this truth. Feel the night soften in your chest. Feel the first light gather in your thoughts. You do not need to hold on to yesterday. You do not need to rush into tomorrow. You need only to let dawn arrive, as it always has, as it always will. There is a tenderness in beginnings. Not every beginning needs to be fierce. Not every renewal needs to roar. Some are soft, like light spilling over a horizon. Some are gentle, like the pale glow touching a window. Some are quiet, like the thought that maybe, just maybe, today can be different. This is dawn's wisdom. It tells us that strength can be tender, that hope can be subtle, that change can be slow. It tells us that even in the vast ocean of night, The horizon is always waiting. And when the time is right, it will glow. As you drift now, imagine dawn not only above you, but within you. Your breath is its rhythm. Your heart is its warmth. Your dreams are its colors. You are not apart from the sunrise. You are the horizon where it happens. The language of dawn is simple. It does not require translation. It is enough to see it, to feel it, to breathe with it. And in doing so, you understand that the universe speaks in light, that you are fluent, even in silence. So let yourself rest here, in the first glow of morning. The night has loosened, the day has arrived, and you are carried gently between them. There is no rush, no demand, only presence, only light, only the quiet promise that you, too, can begin again. After the quiet promise of dawn, the light seeks a place to rest. It does not only fall upon stone or tree or skin. It finds the water. And there, in that meeting, a miracle happens. The world becomes its own mirror. A drop of dew holds the sky. A lake carries the horizon. An ocean, vast and breathing, becomes a canvas for the sun and stars. Every surface of water is both itself and something more, an echo, a reflection, a memory. Pause here. Picture a single drop of water clinging to a blade of grass. The dawn light touches it, and suddenly the drop becomes a tiny crystal globe. Inside its curve, the world bends. The grass, the sky, the sun, all contained in a sphere no larger than a fingertip. It is not illusion, it is physics. Light bends as it enters and leaves the water, refracted into patterns, inverted into miniature visions. Every droplet is an eye, carrying its own perspective of the universe. Now picture a pond at sunrise. The air is still, the water unbroken. The sky lies across it, pale and growing brighter. Birds move across the edge, their silhouettes mirrored in silence. You cannot tell where the world ends and its reflection begins. In that moment, water becomes more than water, it becomes memory. It remembers the sky above it and offers it back to you. Science tells us this is reflection. The angle of light striking a surface equals the angle at which it departs. Simple geometry, nothing more. But to the heart, it is poetry. Because what it means is that light never arrives empty-handed. It carries with it not only its journey, but its story. It arrives at the water and says, "Here, take this, hold this, show this to the world again." Consider the ocean. Vast, endless, restless. Its surface is rarely still, yet it reflects all the same. The sun spills across it in golden trails. The moon drapes it in silver. Stars shimmer upon its waves like scattered diamonds. Even in its movement, the ocean remembers the light. It breaks it into fragments, but never loses it. Every ripple is a prism. Every crest is a mirror. There is a lesson in this, that even when you are restless, even when your thoughts are waves, you can still reflect light. You can still carry beauty, still hold memory, still shimmer with meaning. Stillness is not the only way to reflect. Sometimes turbulence itself creates the most dazzling patterns. Pause once more. Imagine yourself standing by the sea at night. The waves breathe in and out, like the slow rhythm of sleep. Above, the stars are scattered. Below, their reflections dance upon the water. It is as if the sky has doubled, as if the ocean has become a second universe. You stand between two infinities, one above, one below. And in that space, you feel the depth of belonging. Water has always been seen as sacred mirror. Ancient seers gazed into still pools to glimpse visions. Poets have compared rivers to memory, lakes to thought, oceans to eternity. Even in science, water is not only surface, it holds secrets within. The way light bends through waves gives us rainbows. The way light scatters within droplets gives us halos, coronas, shimmering arcs in the sky. Every interaction between water and light is a reminder. Nature speaks in reflection. Think of rain. When drops scatter across stone or window, the world seems covered in jewels. Each drop holds its own miniature horizon. Each one is a lens, reshaping what you see. A storm passes, and the air clears, and in its wake the rainbow rises. Light refracted, bent, spread into colors by countless drops suspended in the air. The sky itself becomes water, and light writes its spectrum upon it. There is intimacy here. Light could have passed untouched, unaltered, But water receives it, bends it, transforms it, shares it back. Water is a partner to light, a listener, a storyteller. Together, they create beauty neither could make alone. In your life, too, there are mirrors of water. Moments when you reflect what you receive, moments when you bend light into color for others. You may not always feel radiant, but you carry reflections. A smile given back, a kindness returned, a memory preserved and shared. Like water, you are both yourself and something more. The mirror is not always perfect. Sometimes the water is stirred, broken, blurred. But even then, reflection remains. Distorted, perhaps, but still true in essence. And isn't that how memory works as well? Never exact, never flawless, but carrying the essential glow. Think of the moon. Its surface is stone, barren, silent. It makes no light of its own, and yet it shines because of reflection. The sun's light touches it, and the moon offers it back to earth in silver. Without reflection, the night would be darker. With it, the night becomes tender. Even a lifeless stone can become a lantern when it reflects. This, too, is a lesson, that you do not always need to create your own fire to shine. Sometimes it is enough to reflect the light you are given, to carry warmth from another source, to become a mirror for beauty you did not invent but can still share. Pause here. Breathe slowly, as though inhaling the shimmer of moonlight on water. Exhale gently, as though releasing ripples across a lake. Your breath itself becomes reflection, receiving and giving, gathering and releasing, endless as tide. Science tells us that water covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface. It is everywhere: ocean, river, cloud, rain, ice, mist, blood, tear. And everywhere it meets light, it reflects. This is not coincidence, it is principle. Every life, every landscape, every heart is touched by this partnership. Water and light, endlessly entwined. In ancient times, temples were built near rivers, shrines aligned with dawn over lakes, rituals performed at springs. People understood that where water and light meet, the world speaks. The reflection was not only physical, it was spiritual, a reminder that the sacred is not elsewhere. It is here, in the shimmer on the surface of the everyday. As you drift now, imagine yourself lying beside a quiet lake. The stars above are mirrored below. The air is still, the water unbroken. You cannot tell which sky is real, which is reflection. Perhaps both are real. Perhaps every reflection is another truth, another layer, another way of being. Let yourself sink into that thought, that you, too, are reflection and reality at once. You carry your own light, but you also reflect the light of others. You are both source and mirror, giver and receiver. In that duality, you are whole. The mirrors of water teach us that beauty is not about holding light forever. It is about sharing it in the moment it arrives. The droplet will fall, the lake will ripple, the ocean will shift. But for the time it holds the sky, it is complete. So, too, with your moments. They may not last, but while they shine, they are enough. The dawn has risen, the day stretches forward, and everywhere, water waits to mirror the sky. From dew on grass to waves upon shore, from rivers running silver to oceans glowing gold, the language of reflection continues. It is gentle, it is infinite, and tonight, as you rest, it holds you as well. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Imagine yourself as that drop of water, small and fragile, yet carrying an entire world in reflection. Imagine yourself as that lake, still and luminous, holding the horizon in quiet arms. Imagine yourself as that ocean, vast and restless, scattering light into 1,000 sparks. You are all of these, and you are enough. And as you drift deeper, let the mirrors of water soothe you. Let them remind you that you, too, reflect the universe. You, too, hold the sky. And in your stillness, in your movement, in your very being, you shine. Where there is light, there is shadow. Every reflection carries its opposite. Every glow defines its own darkness. The mirrors of water do not only shine, they also shape silhouettes. The sun rising over a hill does not only paint the sky, it carves the hill's outline into the morning. Light is never alone. It is always in conversation with shadow. Pause here. Look inward for a moment. Notice how even your memories carry this duality. Every moment of joy casts the outline of its absence. Every time of sorrow reveals the shape of what once mattered. Light and shadow are not enemies. They are companions, partners, threads of the same weave. In the language of physics, shadows are simply the absence of direct light. But in the language of the heart, they are more. They are reminders that brightness cannot be everywhere at once. They are proof that light has direction, shape, and presence. Without shadow, light would be formless. With shadow, light becomes story. Think of the forest at dusk. The trees stand tall, their trunks dark against the fading sky. Between the branches, the last rays scatter. Every beam makes a shadow, and every shadow deepens the beauty of the scene. Without darkness, the glow would be flat. Without contrast, there would be no depth. And then, as night takes hold, something else stirs. Tiny sparks, trembling in the air. At first, you think they are stars fallen from the sky. But no, they are fireflies, carrying their own small lanterns into the night. Pause again. Imagine standing there, surrounded by these gentle creatures. The forest is dark, but alive with flickering light. Each firefly glows for an instant, then fades, then glows again. The rhythm is irregular, but together, they form a constellation close to the Earth. A galaxy of insects, each carrying a fragment of fire. Science explains this with bioluminescence, a chemical reaction inside the firefly's body, luciferin meeting oxygen, releasing photons. Tiny processes, small energies, transformed into light. No electricity, no flame, no star required. Just life itself choosing to shine. But to the heart, it feels like magic. It feels like a reminder that even in the darkest places, light can rise from within. That brightness does not always come from the sky above. It can come from the smallest beings, close to the ground, humble, unnoticed. There is a lesson here, that you need not be a sun to shine. You need not burn like a star to carry light. Sometimes it is enough to be a firefly. Sometimes it is enough to flicker briefly, beautifully, in the night around you. Think of your own shadows. They too have fireflies. Moments of kindness and grief. Moments of laughter and fear. Moments of tenderness and loneliness. Tiny sparks, perhaps fleeting, but enough to remind you that darkness is never complete. Shadows do not erase light. They shape it. They give it contour, texture, meaning. The same is true of your life. Your struggles, your pauses, your silences, they are not proof of failure. They are the shadows that make your light visible. Without them, you would be flat, undefined. With them, you are whole, dimensional, alive. Pause here. Breathe in slowly, as though gathering the glow of a firefly. Exhale gently, as though releasing a shadow into the night. Feel the balance. Not only light, not only dark, but both together. That balances you. Consider how artists have always known this. Painters use shadow to bring depth. Musicians use silence to shape sound. Writers use pause to give weight to words. It is the contrast that creates beauty, not brightness alone. A canvas of only white is not vision. A song of only notes is not music. A life of only light is not human. The firefly teaches us humility. Its glow is not eternal. It shines briefly, then fades. But in its brevity, it is unforgettable. We do not measure its worth by duration, but by presence, by the way it transforms the night for those who witness it. So, too, with you. Your light may feel small, fleeting, uncertain, but to someone, somewhere, it is enough. Your kindness, your smile, your touch may last only a moment, but in that moment, it changes everything. You are someone's firefly, whether you know it or not. Think again of the forest at night. The stars above, the fireflies below, the shadows between them, deep and mysterious. You stand in the middle, surrounded by light both cosmic and earthly, both grand and humble. What greater reminder could there be that you are part of this balance, this conversation of radiance and shadow? Shadows do not mean the absence of beauty. They mean the presence of possibility. Every shadow hints at a light nearby. Every darkness is the stage for a glow yet to appear. Even in the vast universe, there are shadows, regions where starlight cannot reach, clouds of dust hiding galaxies behind them. Astronomers call them dark nebulae. And yet, hidden within those shadows, stars are often born. The very places that seem most empty are wombs of fire. Darkness is not the end, it is preparation. Let that truth rest within you. Your shadows are not the end. They are the ground from which your light will rise. They are the soil in which your fireflies sleep, waiting to wake. As you drift now, imagine yourself surrounded by them. Tiny sparks, floating around you, blinking gently. You do not need to chase them, they come to you. You do not need to grasp them, they linger freely. Their rhythm is random, but their presence is sure. The night is no longer empty. It is alive with flickers of light. And so you rest, not in fear of shadows, but in companionship with them. Not in absence of light, but in its tender, fragile forms. The fireflies tell you what the stars and the sun have always told you, but in smaller words, you are never alone. Darkness does not erase you. You can shine, even here, even now. Close your eyes. Feel the shadow. See the flicker. Both belong. Both are true. And within their balance, you are safe. From the trembling glow of fireflies in the forest night, the story of light continues. For light is not only brightness and shadow, it is also color. And color is the path light takes to speak with us. At first, it seems simple. We look at the world, and we see red, blue, green, gold. The sky is pale, the grass is vibrant, the sea is deep. But behind this simple truth is a wonder beyond measure. Light carries within it a spectrum as vast as imagination, a rainbow without end. Pause here. Picture a beam of sunlight falling through a window. It looks white, ordinary, almost invisible in its clarity. But place a prism in its way, and the truth is revealed. The beam fractures, unfolding into a fan of colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. A rainbow, sudden and complete, hidden inside every ray of light. This is dispersion, shorter wavelengths bending more than longer ones, splitting into hues. It is physics, pure and precise. Yet it feels like magic, as if the universe had tucked secrets into every beam, waiting for glass or water or mist to open them. And indeed, water knows the secret. After rain, when the sky clears, droplets scatter light into arcs of color across the heavens. A rainbow is not placed in the sky. It is painted there by countless drops, each one a prism, each one bending and scattering the sun's light into its spectrum. It is not a solid object, but an interaction, a dance of photons and water, observer and angle. Move a step, and the rainbow moves with you. It belongs to you alone in that moment, a personal gift of color. But the path of color stretches far beyond what eyes can see. The visible rainbow is only a sliver of the spectrum. Beyond violet lies ultraviolet, light too short in wavelength for us to perceive. Bees see it, flowers reflect it, petals glowing with invisible patterns guiding insects to nectar. What looks plain to us is a blazing map to another creature. Beyond red lies infrared, long and gentle. You feel it as warmth, the heat of the sun on skin, the glow of embers, the comfort of another's hand. Though invisible, it is present, as intimate as breath. Infrared is the language of warmth, the reminder that not all radiance is visible. And further still stretch the paths of light. Radio waves, long and lazy, carrying voices and songs across the earth. Microwaves, whispering energy through space. X-rays, sharp and penetrating, revealing bones beneath flesh. Gamma rays, fierce and rare, born in the fury of collapsing stars. All of these are colors, too. Colors we cannot see, but the universe can speak. The rainbow is not 7 bands. It is infinite. It is the voice of light stretched across every scale, from the longest waves of radio to the tiniest tremors of gamma. Pause once more. Breathe in gently, as though you are gathering the colors into your chest. Exhale slowly, as though you are releasing them back into the world. Imagine yourself surrounded not by darkness, not by single light, but by a spectrum without end. You are bathed in colors invisible and visible, carried by photons flowing endlessly around you. Every culture has given meaning to color. Red, the pulse of fire and blood. Orange, the warmth of harvest. Yellow, the echo of the sun. Green, the breath of earth and forest. Blue, the calm of sky and sea. Indigo, the depth of mystery. Violet, the edge of perception. But even these meanings are not fixed. One person's red is another's gold. One culture's blue is another's green. The rainbow shifts not only with angle, but with interpretation. Color is both physics and perception, fact and dream. Think of childhood memories of color. The first crayon you held, the bright clothes of festivals, the pale glow of dawn curtains, the deep navy of night skies. Each memory is shaped not only by what your eyes saw, but by how your heart received it. For color is never neutral. It is emotion translated into wavelength. Artists know this. Painters chase the subtle shifts of hue. Poets describe moods in shade and tone. Musicians borrow color as metaphor for harmony and chord. A canvas of pure blue can be serenity or sorrow. A streak of crimson can be violence or love. The same color, different hearts, different meanings. Science adds another layer. Color is not in the object, but in the light it reflects. An apple is not red in itself. It absorbs every other wavelength and reflects only those we interpret as red. The apple, in truth, is everything but red. And yet to our eyes, it is nothing but. This paradox deepens the poetry. The colors we see are not what things are, but what they give away. Pause again. Consider this quietly. You, too, are like the apple, not defined by what you hold, but by what you reflect. Not only by what you keep, but by what you share. Your colors are not fixed. They shift with time, with light, with perspective. And that shifting is part of your beauty. The path of colors also stretches across time. When you see a red sunset, you are seeing light that has traveled farther through atmosphere, scattering blue and violet away, leaving only the long, fiery waves. When you see a blue sky, you are seeing short waves scattered in all directions, filling the dome above with color. Every shade is a trace of journey, a record of light's passage. Even stars carry colors. Cool stars glow red. Hot stars blaze blue-white. Astronomers read their spectra like sentences, each line telling of temperature, age, distance, composition. The color of a star is its biography, written in light. Galaxies, too, reveal themselves in hue. Young galaxies shine blue, filled with new stars. Old galaxies glow red, their fuel nearly spent. The universe paints itself in broad strokes of color, each shade a chapter in its history. And yet, even in all this vastness, color remains intimate. The golden lamp in your room, the green leaf outside your window, the violet shadow of twilight. These are not distant phenomena. They are the same path of colors, the same spectrum, folded into your daily life. The cosmos speaks to you in the same language it uses to paint galaxies. Pause here once more. Imagine yourself lying under a rainbow not of 7 bands, but of infinite hues, stretching across the sky, shimmering beyond sight. You are not beneath it, you are within it. Every photon that touches you carries a color, whether you perceive it or not. You are surrounded, saturated, embraced by light's spectrum. The path of colors is endless. It stretches beyond stars, beyond galaxies, beyond imagination. And yet it also gathers in the smallest places, a droplet of dew, a wing of a butterfly, the flicker of a candle. It does not matter how vast or how small. The spectrum speaks the same truth. Light is infinite, and in its infinity, it offers beauty. So as you rest now, let yourself drift into that spectrum. Not only white, not only dark, but every shade between and beyond. Let red warm you. Let blue calm you. Let green steady you. Let violet remind you of mystery. Let the unseen colors, infrared warmth, ultraviolet whispers, hold you in ways you cannot name. Close your eyes. See not one light, but countless. Feel not one color, but a river of hues flowing through you. You are not separate from this rainbow. You are part of it. You are woven into the path of colors. And as you sink deeper into rest, remember, the universe is painted not in silence, but in spectrum, not in uniformity, but in infinite variation. And so are you. Your colors may change, they may flicker, they may fade, but they are endless, and they are enough. From the infinite path of colors, our attention turns closer to the star that gives us life, the lantern of our days, the quiet furnace without which we would not exist. The sun, it does not roar to us. It does not demand our worship. And yet, every breath we take, every leaf that grows, every wave that curls on the shore is testimony to its gift. For the sun is not only a star in the sky, it is breath itself, the breath of light, the breath of life. Deep within its core, the sun is no gentle fire. It is pressure beyond imagination, temperature rising to millions of degrees. Hydrogen atoms, restless and countless, collide and merge. Fusion, the simplest element transformed into something more. Helium born from hydrogen, energy released as light. A single photon, born in that furnace, begins its journey. But it does not escape easily. It collides, scatters, trapped within dense plasma. Step by step, it moves, but each step is tiny. Scientists say it can take tens of thousands, even millions of years for a photon to crawl from the sun's core to its surface. It is like a traveler lost in a crowded city, weaving endlessly through jostling bodies, always pushed aside, always delayed. And yet it persists. And when, at last, it emerges from the sun's surface, it is free, no longer bound, no longer slowed. It races outward at the speed of light, unrelenting, unstoppable. 8 minutes. That is all it takes to cross the distance from sun to earth. Millions of years in the core. 8 minutes through space. And then it touches us. Pause here. Let that truth settle. The warmth on your skin this morning, the golden shimmer on the ocean, the light filling your room. Those photons began their journey long before humans existed. They struggled, they wandered, they escaped, and then they came here. To you, every plant gathers them, turning photons into sugar, into life. Every animal eats, breathes, moves because of that chain. Even the air you breathe is shaped by sunlight. Oxygen born in leaves lifted by its glow. The sun does not simply shine. It breathes us into being. Think of dawn again, but now with this knowledge. The horizon glows, and with it, millions of years of journeys arrive at once. Not only beauty, but history. Not only warmth, but ancestry. The sun is not just above us. It is within us. Its breath has filled our veins. Its light has shaped our world. There is a paradox here. The sun feels eternal, rising every morning, setting every night, steady as heartbeat. And yet it, too, is mortal. It burns its fuel, and one day, billions of years from now, it will swell and fade. But in the measure of our lives, it is constant, patient, unending. Its breath will not cease for us. It is the rhythm beneath every rhythm we know. Pause again. Breathe slowly. Inhale, as though drawing in the warmth of the sun. Exhale, as though releasing it back into the air. You are not separate from its breath. You are part of it. You have always been part of it. Science gives us more detail. Photons are not the only messengers. Streams of particles, the solar wind, flow outward, shaping auroras at the poles, shimmering curtains of green and violet across the night. Even in its silence, the sun speaks, painting skies with dancing light. But beyond the numbers, beyond the explanations, there is a deeper poetry. That the same star which warms a field of grass also warms your hand. That the same photons which feed a forest also fall upon your face. That the sun is not distant, not foreign, but intimate, immediate, endlessly generous. Consider how many lives have risen and fallen under its glow. How many civilizations measure time by its arc. How many prayers have lifted to it. How many songs sung in its honor. From the first humans who marked solstice with stone, to you lying here now in quiet rest, the sun has been steady. It is the thread that connects every story. And yet, we often forget it. We walk in its light without noticing. We breathe its air without gratitude. We live in its warmth as though it were given, ordinary, expected. But nothing is ordinary about it. Every second, the sun releases more energy than humanity has used in all of history. Every second, it gives without pause, without demand, without hesitation. There is a lesson here. To give without needing recognition. To shine without asking for return. To breathe life simply because you can. As you rest now, imagine yourself drifting in that sunlight. Not the harsh blaze of noon, but the golden warmth of morning. It falls across your skin, steady and soft. It moves through you, filling you with quiet strength. You are not apart from the sun. You are its continuation, its expression, its child. Even your heartbeat is a kind of echo. The rhythm of your pulse mirrors the rhythm of fusion, the endless transformations in the sun's heart. Each beat a reminder. Energy flows, light moves, life continues. Pause here. See yourself as part of this cycle. Not separate, not small, but connected. The sun breathes, the earth grows, you live. And in your life, you breathe, you give, you shine. The pattern repeats, the rhythm extends, the light continues. The breath of the sun is not only physics, it is also love. Love expressed not in words, not in promises, but in warmth, in light, in endless presence. It is love so constant we forget to notice, so steady we mistake it for silence. But it is there, every day, every moment. The quiet promise, I will rise again. I will return. I will keep you warm. So as you sink deeper into rest, let yourself feel that love. Not loud, not demanding, but steady, patient, eternal in its own measure. The breath of the sun is the breath of your being. It began long before you, and it will continue long after. But in this moment, it is here, holding you, warming you, carrying you gently into sleep. The breath of the sun carries life into every corner of our world. But light is not only breath, it is also memory. Every photon that travels through space carries with it a record, a message, a story of where it has been. Close your eyes and imagine the night sky once more. Every point of light you see is not only distance, it is history. The star's glow is not what it is now, but what it was. You are not looking into the present, you are gazing into the past. A star 10 light years away offers you light that left a decade ago. A star 1,000 light years away shows you its face from the time when civilizations on Earth were just beginning. A galaxy 1 billion light years distant reveals itself as it was before our planet was even formed. Each photon is an echo, a memory arriving long after its origin. Light is the universe's diary, written not in ink but in radiance. Every ray that reaches you carries a date, a place, a truth. It does not lie. It does not embellish. It only shows what was. Think of how strange this is. You have never seen the universe as it is, only as it was. Your eyes, your telescopes, even the most powerful instruments humanity has built, they are all time machines. Looking outward is looking backward, and in that backward glance, memory becomes present. This truth is not distant. It is intimate. The colors of a sunset are memories of the sun, filtered through the air. The shimmer on a river is memory, carried by photons that began their journey 8 minutes before. Even the lamp beside you is a storyteller, its photons whispering, I was born here, in this filament, in this spark, and now I come to you. Light and memory are inseparable. Without light, there would be no memory of the universe, no trace of the stars, no image of galaxies, no echo of creation. Darkness would hide all, but light reveals, preserves, delivers. Think of the cosmic microwave background, that faint afterglow of the first glow. It is memory stretched thin, cooled to whispers, yet still here. It carries the imprint of a universe newborn, a photograph nearly 14 billion years old. It is proof that the cosmos remembers itself, and that memory can cross eons intact. Memory, like light, is fragile. It can fade, distort, scatter, but it can also endure in ways nothing else can. A photon travels across space for billions of years without slowing, without aging. When it arrives, it is as fresh as the moment it left. A perfect capsule of time. Think of your own memories. Some are vivid, glowing like stars. Some are faint, like distant galaxies barely visible. Some are scattered, fractured, blurred by time. And yet all of them are part of your constellation. All of them shine, even if only faintly. The universe, too, holds memories and constellations. Stars carry the memory of fusion. Nebulae carry the memory of explosions. Galaxies carry the memory of gravity's patient pull. Everywhere you look, memory is written in light. Consider the journey of starlight. When you gaze at Orion, the hunter, you are not seeing a figure fixed in the sky. You are seeing stars at different distances, different times, stitched together by your eye. Some of them may already be gone, collapsed into remnants or scattered by time. But their light is still here, still traveling, still alive in your vision. The constellation you see is not reality. It is memory woven into pattern. This truth deepens the wonder. The night sky is full of ghosts, but not silent ones. They do not haunt. They illuminate. They remind us that even after endings, traces endure. Even after silence, light continues. Breathe in, as though gathering the starlight. Exhale, as though releasing your own memories into the sky. Feel the exchange. You are not only a receiver of memory, you are a giver. Your life, too, leaves a glow, faint or bright, that will touch others, travel onward, endure beyond you. Light is also memory in art, in story, in human hearts. The photograph is light captured in silver or silicon, frozen into an image. The painting is memory of light upon canvas, the brush translating photons into pigment. Even words are reflections of light, the way it made someone feel, the way it shaped a moment, the way it burned into memory. Science says that photons have no mass, no rest, no age. But to us, they are messengers of time, carriers of memory. They tell us of stars that died, of galaxies being born, of a universe expanding. They tell us that nothing is ever fully lost if it has touched light. Think of your own memories again. Some you may wish to release, some you may hold close. They are like photons, some scatter, some travel straight, some return unexpectedly. But each one is part of your story. Each one shapes who you are. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of light and memory, that your story, too, will shine. Not always brightly, not always immediately, but it will travel. It will reach others. It will endure in ways you cannot predict. Pause here and rest in that thought, that you are not separate from the universe's memory. You are one of its keepers, one of its storytellers, one of its sparks. When you look at the stars, you are reading the universe's diary. When others look at you, they are reading yours, not only in your words, but in your presence, your gestures, your quiet glow. You are light, and therefore you are memory. So as you drift deeper into rest, let yourself imagine this, that you are lying beneath a sky filled not with stars, but with memories. Each point of light is a story, each glow a moment, each shimmer a truth that has endured. You are among them. You are one of them. Your memory, too, will shine. From memory comes silence. For what is a memory but a light preserved in stillness, a glow kept within, unspoken, unbroken? Light is not always fierce. It does not always burn like the sun, or explode like a supernova, or blaze like lightning. Sometimes it is soft, delicate, nearly hidden. Sometimes it whispers instead of shouts. Sometimes it speaks through silence. Pause here. Imagine moonlight on a quiet night. It falls across the ground in silver threads, cool and weightless. It does not warm like the sun, yet it soothes. It does not blind, yet it reveals. It does not roar, yet it holds the power to calm even the most restless heart. Moonlight is not its own, it is reflection. The sun's fire softened by distance, by stone, by silence. And yet we call it moonlight, not sunlight, because reflection transforms. It becomes its own voice, its own presence, its own kind of silence. Think of how many nights across history were lit by this glow. Travelers guided along paths, poets inspired to write, lovers walking hand in hand. The moon has no words, no sound, no fire, and yet it speaks. Its silence is language. Its light is enough. The same is true of starlight. From distances beyond comprehension, photons travel silently, without sound, without interruption. They do not arrive with thunder. They arrive in quiet. The star may be massive, fierce, violent in its burning, but its gift to us is soft. A dot in the sky, delicate, twinkling. A note of silence in the symphony of night. Pause again. Breathe with this thought. Light does not need noise to be powerful. It does not need sound to be true. Its silence is its strength. Its stillness is its grace. Even on Earth, we see this truth. Think of fireflies again, glowing without sound. Think of the soft glow of a candle, its flame nearly still. Think of dawn's first rays, arriving without fanfare. All of them are quiet, and yet all of them move us. The universe itself is mostly silent. Sound needs air, water, medium. Space has none. In the great reaches between stars, there is no roar, no echo. Explosions happen, but we cannot hear them. Stars collapse, galaxies collide, but their symphony is silent to our ears. Only light travels, carrying the memory of those events in quiet waves. And perhaps this is mercy, for if the cosmos had a voice, it would deafen us. Instead, it whispers. It sends its truths in silence, in photons, in gentle arrivals that do not overwhelm. Pause here. Consider your own silences. There are times when you do not speak, but you are present. Times when your quiet means more than words. Times when your stillness is its own kind of light. Like the moon, like the stars, you shine without sound. Your silence, too, can be language. Think of how light shapes silence into beauty. A quiet room is different when lit by a candle. A silent forest is different when washed in moonlight. Even solitude is different when a star shines overhead. The silence is not empty. It is alive, filled with presence. Light and silence are not opposites. They are companions. One reveals the other. One gives shape to the other. Together, they soothe. Artists know this. Music needs silence as much as sound. Painting needs empty space as much as color. Words need pause as much as sentence. Life needs quiet as much as action. And light needs silence as much as brilliance. Pause again. Picture yourself lying in a room lit only by moonlight. The window open, the air cool, the shadows soft. Nothing moves, nothing stirs, yet you feel full. The silence is not absence, it is presence. The light is not fire, it is tenderness. Together, they create peace. The Japanese speak of yugen, a beauty beyond words, a subtle grace, a mystery felt more than described. Moonlight through clouds, stars seen between branches, the glow of paper lanterns in quiet streets. All of these are examples of light and silence woven together. The world does not need to be loud to be profound. Science, too, shows this balance. Lasers, beams of light perfectly ordered, travel in silence. Fiber optics carry entire networks of voices and images across the earth, yet themselves are silent lines of light. Even the most advanced tools of human invention use silent light as messenger. And so, silence is not weakness. It is foundation. It is the stillness in which light can move freely. It is the canvas where radiance paints its meaning. Pause once more. Breathe deeply. Inhale the silence. Exhale the light. Feel them intertwine, not in conflict, but in harmony. In your own life, notice how silence holds you. The pauses in conversation where presence means more than words. The moments of stillness before action. The quiet after laughter, when peace lingers. These are silences filled with light. And when darkness feels heavy, remember the lesson of the moon and stars. That even the faintest glow, carried in silence, is enough. That even reflection, softened and quiet, can change the night. That you, too, can be light without noise, presence without demand, love without words. So as you drift deeper now, let yourself rest in this companionship. You are surrounded by silence. You are touched by light. They are not separate, they are one. They cradle you together, as they have cradled the universe since its beginning. Close your eyes more fully. Let the silence expand. Let the light soften. You are safe. You are held. You are part of the quiet radiance that binds all things. Silence holds light gently, but not all light is seen. What the eye perceives is only a fraction, a narrow band in a spectrum that stretches endlessly on both sides. There are hidden lights, invisible to you, yet just as real, just as present. Pause here. Think of the rainbow. Its colors seem complete: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But these are only the notes your eyes can play. Beyond them, the symphony continues. Invisible, inaudible, but unbroken. Beyond violet lies ultraviolet. Your eyes cannot see it, but your skin feels it. It tans, it burns, it weaves itself into DNA. Flowers reflected in patterns invisible to humans, guiding bees to nectar. What you see as plain petals, the bee sees as maps of light. Invisible roads painted across blossoms, glowing with directions only wings can follow. Beyond red lies infrared. You cannot see it, but you feel it as warmth. The heat from the sun lingering on your skin. The glow of embers after a fire fades. The quiet radiance of another person's body near your own. Infrared is intimacy, heat shared, presence felt, light beyond sight. Pause again. Breathe slowly, as though drawing warmth into yourself. Exhale gently, as though releasing light too subtle for eyes. Feel the hidden layers of the world around you. They are not gone, they are simply unseen. Stretch further, and the hidden lights multiply. Radio waves, vast in length, carry voices across oceans, connect hearts across continents. You cannot see them, but they move through you constantly. Every message, every signal, every whisper sent across distance rides on these hidden rivers of light. Microwaves, small and sharp, warm food, map the universe, trace the afterglow of creation itself. X-rays, piercing, reveal bones, stars, secrets beneath surface. Gamma rays, fierce and rare, blaze in the birth and death of the most powerful cosmic events. Each of these is light, each is real, and yet none are visible to the naked eye. Think of this. You live in an ocean of light, yet you see only a sliver, like hearing a single note in a symphony, while the full orchestra plays around you, unheard but present. The universe is not dark. It is flooded with radiance invisible to you. Pause once more. Consider how this mirrors life. You see only a portion of what is. The rest, feelings unspoken, kindness unnoticed, stories untold, still exists. Invisible does not mean absent. Hidden does not mean gone. The hidden lights of the universe remind us that reality is always larger than perception, that there is more than meets the eye. That mystery is not emptiness, but fullness too vast to grasp. Science shows us tools to reveal these hidden lights. Infrared cameras see the warmth of bodies glowing in darkness. Ultraviolet telescopes map the birth of stars. Radio dishes listen to galaxies whispering across space. Each discovery widens our vision, reminding us that our eyes are not the limit. And yet, even with instruments, we see only more layers, never all. The spectrum is infinite, boundless, inexhaustible. Light stretches far beyond comprehension, and so does truth. Pause again. Imagine yourself surrounded by these hidden lights. Your room is not dark. It is alive with waves you cannot see. Your body glows in infrared. The sky above burns in ultraviolet. The air hums with radio. You are within a river of radiance too subtle for vision. And yet it is here, now always. This is the poetry of hidden lights. That what you cannot see still sustains you. The warmth you feel, the signals you hear, the memories you hold, all carried by invisible threads. And in your own heart, too, there are hidden lights. Parts of you no one else sees, but which shine nonetheless. Moments of kindness you gave quietly, dreams you held silently, love unspoken, but no less real. They are invisible, but they exist. They shape the fabric of your being as surely as infrared warms, as ultraviolet guides, as radio connects. The hidden lights of the cosmos are metaphors of the hidden lights within. You may think your glow is unseen. You may feel invisible, but invisibility is not absence. It is mystery, it is depth, it is another spectrum of truth. Pause here. Breathe into that thought. Exhale into its stillness. You are more than what is visible. You are more than what others can see. You are spectrum unmeasured, light uncounted, radiance beyond perception. Consider again the stars. To your eyes, they are points of white, but through instruments, they bloom in colors invisible. Ultraviolet flares, infrared glows, X-ray bursts. The star is never only what you see, and neither are you. The hidden lights remind us to look deeper, to trust that what we cannot see may still be holding us. Gravity is invisible, yet it binds planets. Air is invisible, yet it carries breath. Love is invisible, yet it transforms lives. All the most essential things are unseen, and yet they are the truest of all. So as you rest now, imagine yourself drifting through this hidden spectrum. Colors beyond colors, glows beyond glows. You are held by warmth unseen, guided by rays invisible, carried by waves that never stop. The universe surrounds you in radiance you cannot name, but you can feel, and that feeling is enough. Close your eyes more fully. Let yourself sink into this unseen ocean. It is not empty. It is alive. It is light, hidden but present, silent but strong. You are part of it. You have always been part of it. From the hidden lights that move unseen around us, the story unfolds wider still. For if a single star carries colors beyond our sight, what then of billions? What of galaxies, stretched across time and distance, each one shining with its own palette? Together, they weave a rainbow so vast it cannot be held in a single eye. It is the cosmic rainbow, the spectrum of the universe itself. Pause here. Imagine the night sky as you know it. A dark expanse, sprinkled with stars, marked with the pale band of the Milky Way. To your eyes, It is silver, faint, delicate. But through the lens of science, it becomes something else entirely. Every star, every cloud of dust, every galaxy sings in colors invisible, each one a note in the universe's spectrum. Astronomers use prisms of their own, spectroscopes, to split starlight into its essence. What seems a single glow becomes a spectrum lined with signatures. Absorption lines, emission lines, patterns like barcodes written in light. From these, they read secrets: the temperature of stars, their distance, their composition, even their movement. The rainbow is not only beauty, it is language. It is knowledge carried across space. Think of it. A galaxy billions of light years away sends photons across the void. By the time they arrive, civilizations have risen and fallen on Earth. Entire species have come and gone. And yet the photons are steady, carrying their message without distortion. This is what I was when I shone long ago. Pause again. Let that sink into your breathing. Inhale slowly, as though drawing in the color of a galaxy. Exhale gently, as though releasing your own light into the spectrum. You are not separate from this rainbow. You are part of its unfolding. The cosmic rainbow is not limited to the visible. Infrared reveals clouds where stars are born, glowing softly in dust. Ultraviolet shows young stars blazing fiercely. X-rays mark violent collisions, black holes feeding, galaxies colliding. Radio waves trace spirals larger than light years, mapping structures too vast to comprehend. Each wavelength adds another stripe to the rainbow. Each one widens the canvas of what is real. In truth, the universe is not dark. It is painted in endless radiance. Our eyes simply catch a sliver, like looking at a mural through a keyhole. But widen the view, and the mural expands without limit, stretching across dimensions of color unseen. Pause once more. Imagine yourself floating beyond Earth, beyond the Milky Way. Around you, galaxies spin like whirlpools of fire. Some glow blue, alive with new stars. Some glow red, aging, their fire slowing. Together, they form a rainbow across eternity, each hue a chapter, each shimmer a page. You are not reading one book, but a library of light. Even the expansion of the universe is written in this spectrum. Galaxies moving away stretch their light, redshifted by distance, shifted by time. The farther they are, the redder they appear. And so, the rainbow itself becomes a map of motion, of growth, of destiny. Every shade is not only color, but movement frozen in light. This rainbow is not only cosmic, it is intimate. Every breath of air contains oxygen once born in stars. Every cell of your body reflects spectra of elements forged long ago. You are not only illuminated by the rainbow, you are made of it. Your blood carries the red of iron. Your bones the glow of calcium, your thoughts the sparks of neurons lit in delicate hues. You are a spectrum, just as much as the galaxies are. Pause again. Feel that truth within you. You are not monochrome. You are not single note. You are rainbow, infinite, shifting, radiant. And like the cosmic rainbow, your colors tell stories no one else can see in full. Think of how rainbows on Earth move us. Children chase them. Poets write of them. Cultures see promises, bridges, pathways to other worlds. But the cosmic rainbow is larger still, an arc not across the sky, but across time. It does not fade with weather. It does not vanish with clouds. It stretches eternally, painted in every photon that travels, every hue that reveals. Instruments may reveal it more fully, but your heart already knows it. Every time you marvel at the stars, every time you feel wonder at the night sky, you are responding to that rainbow. Not in physics, not in numbers, but in awe. The same awe that moved the first humans to paint constellations on cave walls. The same awe that built temples aligned with solstices, pyramids echoing the stars, stories woven into the heavens. The cosmic rainbow is not only science, it is connection. It tells us that we are part of something larger, something woven in light across scales beyond comprehension. It reminds us that our smallness is not emptiness, but belonging. We are threads in the same rainbow, stripes in the same spectrum, voices in the same choir. Pause once more. Breathe with this vision. Inhale the red of galaxies, the blue of stars, the invisible hues beyond. Exhale your own glow, subtle but steady, into the fabric of the rainbow. You contribute. You belong. You are not separate from the light that spans eternity. Think again of memory, of silence, of hidden lights. The cosmic rainbow gathers them all. Memory written in color, silence carried in photons, hidden lights revealed through instruments and wonder. All of it one spectrum, one unbroken flow. And so, as you drift deeper into rest, let yourself imagine lying beneath this rainbow. Not the arc after rain, but the infinite arc of galaxies, stars, and unseen hues. It stretches not only above you, but through you. You are not beneath it, you are part of it. Your dreams tonight will be colored by it. Your heartbeat will glow within it. Your being will rest in its embrace. Close your eyes more fully now. The rainbow does not fade. It continues, endless, eternal, carrying the stories of all things. And you are one of its colors, shining quietly, necessary, and true. From the vast sweep of the cosmic rainbow, we return to something smaller. For though light spans galaxies, it is also fragile. It can be dimmed by shadow, hidden by cloud, swallowed by distance. It can flicker, fade, vanish. And yet, in its fragility lies its deepest beauty. Pause here. Think of a candle in the night. Its flame is small, unsteady, trembling with every breath of air. At any moment it could go out. And because of that, you cherish it. You hold it close, you guard it with your hands, you let it guide you through the dark. This is the fragile glow, not the blazing fire of suns, but the delicate light that reminds us of tenderness, of impermanence, of care. Consider fireflies again. Their glow lasts only moments. Yet in those moments, the forest is transformed. The night is no longer emptiness. It is alive with flickers of life. The fragility of their glow does not diminish its wonder, it creates it. Because it fades, you notice it. Because it disappears, you remember it. Light is fragile in other ways, too. A star shines for billions of years, but even it will end. Its glow is not eternal. It is borrowed time, borrowed fuel, borrowed fire. When the fuel is gone, the light goes with it. And yet, in that impermanence, new stars are born, new worlds made, new glows kindled. Pause again. Breathe in, as though gathering a flicker of light. Exhale, as though releasing it gently into the night. Hold this truth softly, that all glows are fragile, and that is why they matter. Science reminds us that even the photons you see are delicate. They scatter in the atmosphere, lost to dust, absorbed by walls, consumed by leaves. Most never reach your eyes, but the few that do are enough to show you color, shape, meaning. You do not need all light. You need only the fragile fraction that finds you. Think of twilight. The sun is below the horizon, its strength diminished, its blaze gone. What remains is a fragile glow, soft, fleeting, delicate. It does not last long, but in those minutes the world is at its most beautiful. Skies painted in hues too subtle for midday, shadows long and tender, the air itself glowing with farewell. Fragility is what gives twilight its grace. There is a lesson here for life, that your own light may not always blaze. Sometimes it flickers, sometimes it dims, sometimes it feels fragile. But that does not mean it is without worth. It means it is human. It means it is real. And often, it is in fragility that others find the deepest comfort. Pause once more. Think of someone you love. Do you remember their strength, their perfection, their fire? Or do you remember their softness, their vulnerability, their fragile moments of honesty? It is often in weakness that connection shines most. In fragility, light becomes tender. The universe shows this again and again. The northern lights shimmer, fragile curtains of color, fading as quickly as they appear. Comets streak across the sky, brief visitors glowing only for a moment before vanishing. Even shooting stars, meteors burning in the atmosphere, are fragile lights, gone before you can finish a wish. And yet those are the lights we remember, not the constant blaze of the sun, but the fleeting glow that reminds us how precious each moment is. Fragility is not failure. It is invitation. Invitation to notice, to cherish, to hold close while it lasts. If light were eternal, unchanging, we would stop seeing it. It is because it fades that we honor it. Pause here. Breathe gently, as though holding a candle in your chest. Feel its glow, delicate but steady. It does not need to burn forever. It only needs to burn now. That is enough. Even in the cosmos, fragile glows carry immense weight. The faintest galaxies, barely visible, tell us of the universe's earliest days. The weakest signals, captured by radio telescopes, reveal black holes, pulsars, distant worlds. What seems fragile to the eye is profound in meaning. A single photon, fragile in itself, carries the story of billions of years. And so with you, your fragile moments are not meaningless. They may carry more truth than your strongest ones. They may reveal more, connect more, comfort more. They may be the light someone else needs, even if they last only a moment. Think of your own life as twilight. There are blazing days, yes, but also fragile hours. Both are necessary. Both are beautiful. One teaches strength, the other teaches tenderness. Pause again. Imagine yourself holding a lantern. Its flame is not large. It flickers, sways, bends in the air. But it lights your path. It keeps you safe. And more than that, it draws others to you. Not because it is powerful, but because it is gentle. This is the fragile glow. Small, fleeting, imperfect, but filled with meaning. The kind of light that makes silence tender, that makes memory precious, that makes life human. So as you rest now, let yourself soften into this truth. You do not need to burn endlessly. You do not need to shine without pause. It is enough to glow, even briefly, even gently. It is enough to be fragile. Close your eyes more fully. Imagine fireflies, candles, twilight skies, auroras fading. Each one fragile, each one temporary, each one unforgettable. You are the same. Your glow, however fragile, is real. It matters. It will be remembered. And as you sink deeper into sleep, let the fragile glow cradle you. Not eternal, but enough. Not perfect, but beautiful. A reminder that even the most delicate light can guide, can soothe, can remain in memory long after it has faded. From the fragile glow that flickers and fades, another truth arises. Light does not only comfort, it also guides. For as long as humans have looked upward, they have found their way by the stars. Tiny points of fire in an endless night, yet steady enough to shape entire journeys. Pause here. Imagine the ancient world before maps, before compasses, before satellites. The desert stretched wide, the sea unbroken, the forest endless. And yet, above, there were stars, patient, steady, faithful. They did not change with season or storm. They were always there, waiting to be read. The North Star, Polaris, has guided travelers for centuries. Unlike others, it holds its place in the sky, near the axis of Earth's rotation. While constellations wheel and drift, Polaris remains fixed, a quiet anchor in the heavens. To sailors, it was home. To wanderers, it was direction. To dreamers, it was promise. Think of standing on a dark shore, waves restless at your feet. The horizon is lost in shadow, the land behind you fading. But above, one star glimmers steadily. You know where north lies. You know where to go. A single point of light turns chaos into path. Pause again. Breathe slowly, as though inhaling the steadiness of Polaris. Exhale gently, as though releasing your fear of being lost. Feel how even the smallest star can give direction when you need it most. Guiding stars are not always Polaris. Different cultures chose different constellations. The Southern Cross, pointing the way in the Southern Hemisphere. Orion, its belt leading hunters and herders. The Pleiades, a cluster so bright and distinct it became a calendar for planting and harvest. Each culture, each time, found patterns above that spoke to them, that showed them the way. And the beauty lies in this. The stars did not choose to guide. They simply were. It was humans who looked, who listened, who made meaning from their glow. And in doing so, they turned light into language, direction into destiny. Pause once more. Consider how this is true in your life. Not all light is blazing. Not all light transforms. Some light simply points the way. A teacher's word, a friend's gesture, a stranger's kindness, small glows that guide you through shadow. They may not even know they are stars to you, and yet they are. Guiding stars can be fragile, but their constancy is their gift. They are not loud. They are not many. They are few, steady, reliable. You do not need the entire sky to know where you are. You need only one star to orient yourself. Think again of the ocean. A sailor watches the heavens, charting lines, reading constellations. The stars do not speak, but they guide. Each night, across centuries, across continents, The same points of light have carried ships home. How extraordinary that fire-born infusion billions of years ago could decide the fate of wooden boats on restless seas. This is the gift of guiding stars. They connect vastness to intimacy, cosmos to human life. They remind us that orientation is possible even in infinite space. Pause here. Breathe into that thought. You, too, have guiding stars. Not in the sky alone, but in your heart, in your life. Memories that steer you. Principles that hold you steady. People who remind you who you are. They do not erase the night. They simply give you direction within it. The science of stars deepens the wonder. Polaris itself is not one star but a system, multiple suns orbiting each other, their combined light appearing as one steady point. Even the most faithful star is complex, layered, mysterious. And yet, from Earth, it is simple, it shines, and it guides. So too with people. Those who guide you are not flawless. They may be complicated, imperfect, hidden in their own struggles. But still, they shine enough for you. Still, they point the way. Still, they are stars. Pause again. Think of the times you felt lost. Think of what guided you back. A word, a memory, a song, a touch. Each one a star, small but steady. Each one enough. The night sky teaches us that being small does not mean being powerless. A star is tiny to the eye, but immense in truth. And its light, steady across centuries, has guided whole civilizations. You too may feel small, but your light may be guiding someone without your knowing. You may be their Polaris, their anchor, their home. Guiding stars remind us also of humility. We are not the center. We navigate by what is beyond us. We find our way not by our own fire alone, but by the light of others. In this, the universe teaches interdependence. We are guided, and in turn, we guide. Pause once more. Picture yourself beneath a wide sky. The constellations stretch overhead, patient, familiar. One star steadies you. You know where you are. You are not lost. You never were. As you sink deeper into rest, let yourself hold this truth. That light does not need to dazzle to matter. It can be small, steady, simple. It can be enough to guide you home. The stars above guide us through the night. But there are other stars, hidden not in the sky, but within. Reflections that do not shine upon oceans or mountains, but upon the quiet chambers of the heart. Pause here. Think of the last time you saw someone smile. Not the casual smile of politeness, but the sudden, unguarded kind. For an instant, it was light. Not blazing, not eternal, but enough to warm you. That glow is a reflection, not from the sun, not from the stars, but from the heart shining outward. Eyes, too, are mirrors of light. They catch the world, bend it, soften it, and return it. The glimmer in someone's gaze is not just biology. It is memory, emotion, presence made visible. When two people meet eyes, light travels, reflects, connects. It is science, photons bouncing from iris to retina. But it is also poetry, the heart reflecting itself into another. Pause again. Breathe slowly, as though inhaling the memory of a smile. Exhale gently, as though releasing your own reflection into the world. This is the rhythm of connection, receiving light, giving light, endlessly. Reflections of the heart are not always bright. Sometimes they are fragile, trembling like candle flames. Sometimes they are shadowed, heavy with sorrow. And yet, even then, they carry truth. Even grief is a kind of glow, a reflection of love once present, love still lingering. Tears shimmer because they hold both water and light. Even in sadness, there is reflection. Think of how memory works. Moments are gone, yet they remain inside you, glowing faintly. They appear without warning, a song, a scent, a place, and suddenly the light returns. Not as it was, but as reflection. Dimmer, softer, but still real. Your heart is a mirror of all you have lived. Science tells us that the human body is luminous in subtle ways. Cells emit biophotons, faint particles of light too weak for the eye to notice. We literally glow, each of us carrying hidden radiance. It is fragile, faint, but measurable, and perhaps the ancients knew this without instruments. Perhaps this is why they spoke of auras, halos, inner fire. They saw with the heart what the eye could not, that we are reflections of light, inside and out. Pause once more. Imagine yourself glowing gently, not with blazing fire, not with harsh light, but with the quiet reflection of your experiences, your love, your presence. This glow touches others even when you do not realize it. Your kindness reflects. Your patience reflects. Your simple being reflects. And in those reflections, others find warmth. Think of a child holding your hand. The trust in their eyes is reflection. Think of a friend listening without judgment. The calm they offer is reflection. Think of a stranger who smiled at you once, and though the moment passed, you still remember. That is reflection, too. Small glows, carried forward, unforgotten. Reflections of the heart do not need perfection. A cracked mirror still shows light. A rippled lake still carries the sky. Your imperfections do not erase your glow. They make it unique. They shape the way you reflect, the way you connect, the way you shine. Pause here. Breathe into this thought, that you are not separate from the universe's radiance. You are one of its mirrors. Every act, every word, every silence reflects light in some way. You may not always notice. You may not always believe it, but others do. The cosmos reminds us of this. Stars reflect on oceans, on rivers, on droplets of rain. Galaxies reflect upon each other in gravitational dance, their light bent, curved, stretched. Everywhere in the universe, reflection is law, and so it is within you. Your heart is subject to the same rhythm. It receives, it bends, it returns. Think of love. It is not created alone. It is reflected, given, received, shared, mirrored until it grows. Love cannot exist in one direction. It needs reflection to be whole. Your heart glows, another heart reflects, and together the glow is multiplied. Pause once more. Remember a moment when you felt truly seen. Not because someone spoke the right words, but because their presence reflected you back to yourself. That is the heart's mirror at its most powerful. It tells you, you exist, you matter, you are light. Even silence reflects. A quiet hand resting on yours. A long look across a room. No words, no fire, no sound. And yet the glow is undeniable. This is light and silence together, reflection without noise, connection without speech. Reflections of the heart are not limited by distance. Just as photons travel across galaxies, your reflections travel across time. Something you said years ago may still glow in another's memory. Something you did without thought may still reflect light into someone's darkness. You may never know, but your glow has traveled farther than you imagine. Pause here. Breathe slowly, as though inhaling the unseen reflections you have given. Exhale gently, as though sending new ones into the world. You are not only receiving light, you are radiating it. And in this, you are like the stars, not blazing eternally, but reflecting, sharing, guiding in your own way. Your heart is a mirror, and its reflections are as real as any sunrise, as any starlight, as any rainbow. So as you rest now, let yourself soften into this truth. You do not need to be perfect glass. You do not need to reflect everything clearly. It is enough to carry light, to bend it in your own shape, to let others see through you something of themselves, something of the universe. Close your eyes more fully. Imagine 1,000 mirrors surrounding you. Some are clear, some are cracked, some are rippled like water. Each one carries a reflection of light, and together they form a mosaic of radiance. Your heart is one of them, and the glow it carries is part of the whole. You are reflection, you are memory, you are glow. And tonight, as you drift into deeper sleep, let your heart rest in this radiance. You are light, and you are enough. From the quiet reflections of the heart, the story of light rises into fire. For not all radiance is fragile, not all glow is tender. Sometimes light is violent, magnificent, unrestrained. Sometimes it ends in brilliance so vast that even silence trembles. This is the fire in the sky, the death of stars, the birth of everything. Pause here. Imagine a star nearing the end of its life. For millions, even billions of years, it has burned faithfully, fusing hydrogen into helium, holding balance between gravity pulling in and fire pushing out. But balance cannot last forever. The fuel runs thin, the fire struggles, and in that struggle, something extraordinary happens. The star swells. It grows vast, a red giant spilling across its system. Then, in collapse, its core tightens. Gravity crushes it, fusion races wildly, and in a single moment the balance shatters. The star explodes. A supernova, brighter than entire galaxies, a single fire outshining billions of suns. Pause again. Let that image form. The night sky suddenly ablaze, a star's farewell so fierce it becomes spectacle across the universe. For days, weeks, even months, the explosion glows, flooding space with radiance. And in that glow lies the secret of our existence. For it is in supernovae that new elements are born. Gold, silver, iron, oxygen, all forged in the furnace of death. Every atom of iron in your blood, every trace of calcium in your bones, every shimmer of gold in rings and crowns was once fire in the sky. Without the death of stars, there would be no earth, no life, no you. Pause here. Breathe slowly, as though drawing that truth into your chest. Exhale gently, as though releasing gratitude for the fire that made you. Your body is not only dust, it is stardust, formed in brilliance, scattered in silence, gathered into you. Think of this paradox. The most violent events in the cosmos create the most tender possibilities. Destruction births creation. Death gives life. Light's ending becomes a beginning. Supernovae are not only explosions. They are messages sent across time. When ancient peoples saw a new star flare suddenly in the night sky, they wondered at its meaning. Some called it omen, some called it miracle. In truth, it was both, a star dying, and in its death, seeding the future. Even now, astronomers trace these remnants. The Crab Nebula, born of a supernova seen in 1054, still glows in delicate threads of color, gas expanding endlessly, carrying the memory of that fire. When we look at it, we are seeing both an ending and a beginning. Pause once more. Think of your own endings. How often have you feared them? And yet, how often have they given birth to something new? A chapter closes and another begins. A door shuts and another opens. Like the stars, your own fire may collapse, but in that collapse, new light is born. The fire in the sky also teaches us humility. For all our power, for all our noise, we are small beside such brilliance. A supernova outshines galaxies. Earth, in its presence, would vanish unnoticed. And yet, we are not erased. We are born of that fire. We are its children, carrying its legacy in our blood. Pause again. Breathe with this thought, that your life, fragile and fleeting, is part of something immense. That you are connected not only to stars shining now, but to stars long gone, whose deaths gave you form. You are the continuation of their fire. There are other fires in the sky. Gamma ray bursts, the fiercest explosions known, lighting the cosmos with energy enough to reshape worlds. Nebulae glowing with the debris of supernovae, colorful veils spread across the night. Even comets, burning faintly as they approach the sun, are reminders of light born in destruction. The universe is not only gentle, it is also fierce. But fierceness, too, is part of its beauty. Think of your own fire. Moments when you burned fiercely, anger, passion, creation, love. They may have felt overwhelming, even destructive. But within them lay transformation. Within them lay the seeds of change. You are not only reflection. You are not only fragile glow. You are also fire. Pause once more. Imagine the sky above you igniting with a new star, sudden, brilliant, impossible to ignore. You feel its fire not as threat, but as awe. It tells you, endings can be magnificent. It tells you, death is not silence, but transformation. It tells you, you are part of this rhythm, too. As you rest now, let yourself hold this paradox gently. You are fragile, and you are fire. You will fade, and you will endure. Your glow will end, and it will continue in forms you cannot yet see. The stars know this. They have always known. And tonight, they whisper it to you. Be fragile, be fire, be both. For in both, you are whole. Close your eyes. See the fire in the sky. Feel it in your veins. Know that you are its echo, its continuation, its promise fulfilled. And in that knowing, rest. After the fierce fire of stars, there comes gentleness. For light is not always explosion, not always brilliance that blinds. Sometimes it softens, mellows, folds itself into warmth. This is the golden hour, the tender glow that touches the world before the night arrives. Pause here. Picture the sun drifting low toward the horizon. Its light no longer sharp, no longer harsh, but filtered through distance, through atmosphere. The rays bend, scatter, stretch, until what remains is golden. Shadows lengthen, edges blur. The world becomes softer, as though covered in silk. Science tells us why. As the sun dips, its light passes through more of the Earth's atmosphere. The short waves, blue, violet, scatter away, leaving the longer waves of red, orange, gold. The air becomes a prism, painting everything with warmth. But to the heart, this is not scattering. It is blessing. It is farewell given gently. Pause again. Breathe with this light. Inhale as though drawing in warmth. Exhale as though releasing your own edges into softness. You are part of this hour. You are within its glow. Artists have always known the magic of the golden hour. Painters chase it, photographers wait for it, poets sing of it. For in this light, everything seems more alive, more tender, more real. Faces glow, water shimmers, fields burn gently as though lit from within. Even stone seems touched by love. But why does it move us so? Perhaps because it is fleeting. The golden hour does not last. It comes briefly, and then it is gone. Its fragility makes it precious. Its impermanence makes it memorable. It teaches us to notice, to pause, to hold beauty while it lingers. Think of your own golden hours. Moments when life softened, when the light of love or peace or joy touched you gently. They did not last forever, but you remember them, precisely because they ended. Fragility made them shine brighter in memory. Pause once more. Think of someone you love standing in this glow. Their face illuminated not by fire, but by gold. Lines softened, eyes shimmering, presence made sacred by the light. That moment is not ordinary, it is holy. Not because the person changed, but because the light revealed their essence. The golden hour is not only beauty, it is truth. It shows us that endings can be tender, that departure need not be harsh, that even as day fades, it gives itself as gift one last time. Consider how many lives have passed beneath this glow. Farmers ending work in fields, children running home as shadows stretch, lovers walking, their hands warm in the golden air, poets sitting with pen, musicians with strings, painters with canvas, each trying, failing, yet still trying to capture what cannot be kept. The golden hour resists capture. It demands presence. Pause again. Breathe with this presence. You cannot hold the hour, but you can live in it. You cannot keep the glow, but you can feel it. And in feeling, you are complete. The universe itself has golden hours. Stars swelling before their end, galaxies glowing red with age. Even light, before fading, softens into hues of farewell. It is not only Earth that knows this tenderness. It is written into the rhythm of creation, brilliance, then gentleness, then rest. In your own life, too, there are golden hours. Not entire days, not endless years, but moments of glow. A conversation that lingered, a touch that healed, a silence that soothed. Brief, fragile, fleeting, but golden. Pause once more. Think of one such memory. Hold it lightly, as though cupped in your hands like sunlight. Do not cling. Simply let it glow. Its beauty was not in lasting forever, but in shining at all. The golden hour teaches us balance. It stands between blaze and shadow, between noon and night. It does not fight either. It holds both. It says, day is ending, but gently. Night is coming, but softly. All is well. As you rest now, imagine yourself standing in this light. A hill, a meadow, a shore, anywhere you wish. The sun low, the air golden, the shadows long. You are wrapped in warmth, not heat. You are surrounded by glow, not glare. You are safe in this hour, safe in this glow. Close your eyes more fully. Feel the warmth on your skin, the softness on your face, the quiet in your chest. This is the golden hour, and it belongs to you. It tells you, endings can be beautiful. It tells you, departures can be kind. It tells you, you, too, are golden. The golden hour fades. The horizon deepens. Light, once full and tender, begins to withdraw. The last rays stretch across the world like threads of farewell, lingering just a little longer before surrendering tonight. They touch the edges of clouds, painting them in crimson, in rose, in violet. They slip across the fields, brushing each blade of grass with fire before it cools. They fall upon water, where waves catch them, scatter them, break them into fragments of shimmer. Everywhere the last rays linger, the world becomes sacred, as though the sky is giving one final blessing before it closes its eyes. The sun is gone, yet it is still here. The body has set, but its spirit remains in these rays. They are not blaze, not power, but memories stretched thin, glowing gently against the coming dark. This moment carries a paradox. The light is ending, and yet it feels more alive than at midday. The colors are richer, the shadows longer, the air more honest. It is as if the light, knowing it must depart, gives everything it has left. In this, the last rays are a teacher. They show us that farewells can be gifts, that endings can be full of beauty, not absence, that even as something leaves, it can leave behind warmth. Think of the times in your life when you held the last rays of a moment, a conversation that ended but lingered in memory, a touch that faded but stayed upon the skin, a day that closed but left you with glow inside your chest. The moment itself passed, but its light remained. The sky knows this. It does not rush into night. It softens the transition, eases the passage, gives you time to adjust. The last rays are kindness, gentle steps between day and dark. As the earth turns, the stars begin to appear. But even then, a trace of light clings to the horizon. It is faint, it is fragile, but it is there. The world does not shift in an instant. It flows, as though reminding you that change need not be sudden. It can be gradual, tender, patient. The last rays are also memory keepers. They tell you what the day was, what the sun gave, what warmth has passed across your life. Each one a thread leading back to hours of laughter, labor, silence, or rest. Each one a reminder that even endings carry continuity. And when they vanish, night comes not as loss, but as promise. For just as the last rays fade, the first stars bloom. Light does not end, it transforms. It changes its form, its rhythm, its voice. But it remains, always, somewhere. So let the last rays hold you. Let them fall across your face, across your thoughts, across your heart. They do not demand anything. They simply glow, and then they go. And in their leaving, they leave you ready for rest, ready for dreams, ready for the quiet embrace of night. The day has ended, but its light has not abandoned you. It has only softened, only shifted, only changed its name. And as you close your eyes, you carry the last rays within you. Their warmth is memory now. Their glow is yours to keep. And in that glow, you are safe. The last rays fade, and night deepens. But this is not an ending. For even as darkness spreads, light continues its journey. The stars still burn, unseen by day, but faithful through the night. Photons still stream, silent and tireless, across distances too vast to measure. The breath of the universe has not ceased. Light has always been motion. From the first glow at creation to the last shimmer of twilight, it has never stopped. It moves outward, onward, endlessly. It crosses galaxies, threads through nebulae, rests on oceans, enters eyes, becomes memory. And when it leaves one place, it is already touching another. This is the eternal breath, the exhalation of the cosmos, unbroken since time began. Breathe now, and you can feel it. Your inhale is the gathering of starlight, oxygen born of ancient stars. Your exhale is your gift back, carbon and warmth released into the air. Even your lungs are part of the rhythm, joining the great breathing of the universe. The sun breathes in fusion. Stars breathe in brilliance. Galaxies breathe in motion, spirals turning like great chests rising and falling. And you, small though you may seem, breathe in their pattern. You are not outside of it. You are woven into it. The eternal breath does not rush. It is patient, infinite. Each cycle of light and dark, day and night, birth and death, is only one beat in its rhythm. Billions of years are a single size. The cosmos is breathing, and you are inside its chest. Think of the oceans again. Tides rise and fall, drawn by the moon's pull. Waves crash and retreat, endless, ceaseless. This, too, is breath. The earth breathes in forests, in winds, in rivers that flow to the sea and return as rain. Everywhere you look, breath repeats itself, reminding you that nothing is still, nothing is final. Even light, the swiftest traveler, follows this rhythm. It bursts from stars, scatters through space, is absorbed by leaf or stone, released again as warmth, as reflection, as new photons born. Light, like breath, is never lost. It changes, but it continues. The eternal breath is also silence. It does not demand attention. It does not roar or insist. It simply moves, steady, infinite, gentle. You may forget it, but it never forgets you. Even now, as you rest, it surrounds you, carries you, holds you. Think of all you have traveled through this journey. The first dawn, the first glow, the threads of stars, the ocean of night, the language of dawn, the mirrors of water, the fireflies, the path of colors, the breath of the sun, the memory of light, the silence of the moon, the hidden spectrum, the cosmic rainbow, the fragile glow, the guiding stars, the reflections of the heart, the fire in the sky, the golden hour, the last race. Each step was a breath, each chapter an inhale, an exhale, part of the larger rhythm. Now the rhythm closes the circle. The eternal breath continues, and with it, so do you. Close your eyes more fully. Feel yourself floating within this breath. Not above it, not below it, but within. Your body rises and falls with the tide of existence. Your thoughts drift like clouds across the current. Your heart beats in time with the universe's pulse. You are not apart from infinity. You are its reflection, its echo, its continuation. The breath that began with the first light still moves through you. Every inhale is ancient, every exhale timeless. You are not small, you are vast. You are not fleeting, you are woven into eternity. The eternal breath is not something you must chase. It is already here. It is the glow on your skin, the rhythm of your chest, the silence around you, the memory within you. It is the light in your eyes, the warmth in your touch, the tenderness in your presence. It is the universe speaking through you, whispering, "You are part of me. You always were. You always will be." And so, as you drift into deepest rest, let yourself surrender to this breath. You do not need to hold it. You do not need to understand it. You only need to feel it. It will carry you, as it has carried everything, forever. The stars breathe. The galaxies breathe. The universe breathes. And you breathe with them. This is not ending. This is continuation. This is the eternal breath. Sleep now, wrapped in it. Dream now, carried by it. Live now, part of it. You are the whisper of the universe, and the universe is whispering through you.